says, "Oh, Saitama, why won't you get any better?"
Welcome to part 91 of Tales of the Abyss, and Luigi's back to... Wait, are you watching One Punch Man while we're commentating?
No, I'm training my little mech, which I named Saitama.
Oh, okay. That explains so much.
That's all he does is freaking punch, so I'm gonna call him Saitama, One Punch Man. Go.
Damn right.
Why not?
Also, get used to seeing the world look like this. It's gonna be pink for like the rest of the game now.
Oh god, Brandon Majin Buu's stomach. I knew it.
Shit. This is gonna be more side quest stuff. I apologize. This is also... Oh god, this is that dungeon.
Describe that dungeon.
Okay. Okay. We're coming back here to around Ketterberg. Because we're going to be getting something very, very important. We're going to be getting the upgraded Flight Stone. However, in order to get said upgraded Flight Stone, we have to go through kind of a mini Sephiroth. Kind of?
Kind of.
Not really, but you'll see what I mean when we get to it. But my god, this dungeon sucks. And Luigi knows what I'm talking about.
I know.
Well, that's because you didn't have any trouble with it, unlike me. Anyways, we're going back to near Mount well, we're not even near Mount Roneal. It's actually in Mount Roneal. If we go back to Mount Roneal, there is a Sephiroth. Well, there was the Sephiroth we went through the last time, but now that we have Mew wings, we can actually go to a different section of it, which is going to allow us to get a certain item that we weren't able to get before. But I swear to God, this took me way too long to do. Longer than it should have. And what are you laughing at?
Shenanigans with Saitama.
God damn it. Luigi's already just dealing with powering up his new amiibo.
Well, I kind of have to if I want to do my subtitle.
Oh, I know.
There we go.
Since you've been doing that, when are you gonna do your amiibo tournament?
Shh, it's supposed to be a It's supposed to be a secret.
I know. No. You see, that's one thing I wish that Nintendo would do. Oh yeah, I got into a fight with the Snow Treant. Like Luigi's mentioned before, fuck those guys.
Yeah, I hate them all.
Because they can paralyze you, and they usually do that because it's like their regular attacks can paralyze you. It's really frustrating.
Yes, it is.
Thankfully, you have Natalia who can actually heal status ailments. But no, the reason why this particular thing is frustrating is you're going to keep going back and forth between this dungeon because there's two different entrances you can take. There's the main entrance, which we've been to before, which you see me entering right now, and then there's a second entrance you can take later on now that you have Mew wings, because there's some trees you can fly up to now that you have Mew wings, which lets you get to a higher point of this dungeon, which is cool because there's a bunch of stuff you can get up there now, but it's really repetitive what you have to do to get over there. And since it's been forever since I actually did this, it took me a while to figure it out. I spent like 2 hours doing this, and I'm cutting it down to like 40 minutes. And I think my rambling has just gotten to the point where Luigi's not even paying attention to my rambling. You want to explain this? Since I obviously had a hard time figuring it out, because you know what I'm going for.
Yeah, I know what you're going for. And you're also at the complete other side of it.
Well, I have to go this way first.
No,
yeah, you do. Because you have to do this dungeon first. You have to do this part of the dungeon first.
No, you actually kind of don't. Hello, Yeti.
I could have sworn you
No,
did.
you don't.
Like, there's a...
No, you don't.
Are you sure?
I am positive. I never went through here in order to get what you're getting.
Oh, maybe there was something else here that I had to get. I don't know.
Uh,
Or maybe the walkthrough that I was using to figure it out had, like, the person that wrote it started from here instead of from the other side, because...
Basically, what we're trying to do is getting the refined flight stone.
Yeah.
And
in order to get the refined flight stone, you just have to go back to...
you have to you have to do a little puzzle solving in order to get to it.
But the puzzle, like, this is what it was. I came in the wrong side of this dungeon to start where the puzzle was. So that's why I have to walk around the long way.
Strike number 1.
Well, at this point, I didn't realize there were two. Like, I knew there were two different entrances, but I didn't realize what side that I was coming in from. This is where you need to start.
Yes.
And if you go to the first entrance, you can come right into this room, and you can just skip that.
That breaks with
rooms that I went through.
That breaks with Mew attack. There you go.
Yeah. That's something. If I had done that earlier, the last time I was in here, it would make things a little bit easier. But yeah, so
here's your big puzzle.
Here's where this puzzle sucks.
I didn't have too much trouble with it.
This puzzle sucks for people that, like me, have semi-vision issues, because it's hard to, like, it's not that I'm blind. Don't get me wrong on that. It's the fact that perspective sometimes isn't the easiest thing for me to decipher. What you have to do is we have to move those torches in such a way that you can light them all with one Mew fire attack. Because you can bounce Mew fire off of the wall, but in order to get him to light all the torches, you have to set the blocks up in a certain order, which takes for frickin' ever sometimes.
And these enemies are annoying, too, at that.
Oh yeah, these enemies keep respawning every time you leave the room. You don't even have to leave the dungeon, it's every time you leave the room.
Yeah.
So on the plus side, this is also a really good way to grind, as you can just keep redoing the puzzle over and over again and fighting these guys, because they still give decent amounts of experience. I mean, it's not
terrible.
No, but it could be worse.
True.
Also, this is a good spot to have Natalia, since, again, she's the only one that can heal status ailments, unfortunately.
What were you affected by? Poison?
Paralyzed.
That's the one thing I hate about this dungeon, is that all the ice enemies cause paralysis for literally no reason other than because
it's mainly
paralysis.
it's mainly the the basilisks, the ice basilisks, because they always cast stone or poison on you. You get shitloads of money here, though.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of frickin' money.
That's
probably the same amount of money I would have gotten if I had actually sold the thing at the right time.
Sold the thing. That's what you're gonna call
you know
it
what
now,
I'm
the
talking
thing.
about. Whatever.
I sold the thing.
That's what I'm calling it at this
backtracked.
point. Yeah, I think this is when I screwed up, because I shouldn't have fallen down here quite yet.
No, you really shouldn't have.
That's not a big deal, because really it doesn't take... You saw how I got up here. It takes 2 seconds to get back up here. This isn't the thing that's frustrating, though.
Yeah, it's you. You're complaining because you had to build the puzzle itself.
No, there's 2 different rooms. Like, the first room that you were in is where the actual puzzle happens. But before you can actually do the puzzle, you have to come to this room and set it up. That's what's kind of annoying, is if you don't know how to set it up properly, you can push the blocks into the order that you need to be, then you go all the way back, find out, oh crap, I messed it up. So you have to come all the way back here again and move the statues around again. And that, I had to do that 3 times, because every time I thought I had it right, I went back up to light the torches, and I kept missing it.
Seriously?
Yeah, because for some reason, I was not putting them in the right spot.
Really?
Yes, I told you, perspective fail.
Perspective failing nothing.
That's exactly what it is, because because when you're lighting the torches, you're seeing the torches from a bird's eye view down. So when you're looking at it from the floor, it doesn't look the same as when you're looking at it from overhead. So I was overcompensating and pushing something one space more than I needed to without realizing it.
Oops.
That was my own. I'm completely acknowledging that it's 100% my fault. It's not that the puzzle is difficult, it's just that I sucked at it.
Again, oops.
Yeah, exactly. I'm completely acknowledging that it's my fault. It doesn't change the fact that I hate it because I kept screwing it up. That's also why I'm pausing a lot, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, where exactly is it that I'm supposed to go? Like, I know where I'm supposed to be, but I'm trying to remember where the actual room is that I have to move the stuff around in.
Yeah, I get you.
Because when you fall down that hill there, you can't climb back up, and you have to be up there in order to move the blocks.
Yeah.
So if you fall down, you have to come all the way out and walk all the way back around, and it's really it's not hard. It's just really annoying when you have to run around the same area like 4 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the only way, like, if you move the blocks right the first time, then you only have to do this twice.
Yeah. Again, yeah.
But this is me we're talking about.
Again, yeah. It happens to the best of us.
I know. Yeah, it's just like, I remember telling you, like, I got super annoyed by it, and you're like, really? I did it on my first try. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, and also got this puzzle on my first try, too.
Hey, shut up.
Just saying.
It's not my fault I didn't know where that was. I walked right past it. How was I supposed to know it was there? This is one of the first times where I'm actually going out of my way to try and 100% this game. When I first played this game, I didn't even know sunlight chambers existed.
In the 3DS version,
I mean, I knew they were there because I saw in the phone slot chambers that there was yellow phone slots I could get, but I never knew what those were.
By the way, in the 3DS version, this place is so much brighter.
Yeah, that's another problem I had while trying to record this. Like, it's ridiculously hard to see.
There's not as much snow particles in the 3DS version.
It's not even that. It's like, I can see the enemies just fine, but sometimes it's like the draw. It's one of the times where for once the animation kind of messes with the draw distance.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like it should, but the blizzard actually does mess with your peripheral vision.
You're
sometimes.
going backwards, by the way.
I noticed I'm going backwards. I'm like, wait a second, because at this point I'm trying. Like, I think at this point I'm like, I know I have to get back to the top to start doing that puzzle, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not over here. I need to go back to that tree that I used Mew Wing to climb up, but I'm going the exact opposite direction of that frickin'. Like I said, it also doesn't help that I get turned around easily.
It's like, wait a minute.
Like, wait, this doesn't... Like, wait a minute, I was just here. Now, I think what I'm doing is, like, I thought that I missed something back here.
Right.
But, don't worry, I did edit this, because this part used to be, like, an hour. Like, literally an hour.
Whee!
And I just cut, like, 30 minutes out of it. Here we go. So now I know where I'm going. Because, while you're going through here, there's another sword you can get on this mountain.
Yeah, but...
I think that's what I'm trying to get first.
Yeah, and you went the complete wrong way for it, too.
I did, because now I'm back at the beginning, and I didn't want to be back at the beginning.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah, at least as soon as I get back into the dungeon, my holy bottle wore off, so I was like, hey, it actually served its purpose.
I have no need for holy bottles at all. I found them to be basically money. Free money.
Yeah. I'm only using holy bottles just to make things go faster.
Hello, Yeti. Bye, Yeti.
They're like, oh, right, you're in there. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there is
now
no...
I'm all the way back at the beginning, but I'm realizing that, and then I realize then I remember, no, I'm doing this on purpose because there's another, like, I think that's what threw me off, is like, because you can actually get an item here before you even start doing the puzzle, and I completely skipped it. So I'm going back to get it.
Oh, yeah. again, the 3DS version, nowhere near as many particle effects on screen. Not even.
Yeah. It also, again, my biggest issue, well, it's not even an issue. It's not something that's going to ruin the game, but something I've noticed, there's a lot of dungeons in this game that are way darker than they should be. This dungeon being one of them. There's no reason for this area to be this dark.
Yeah, like on the 3DS version, it is nowhere near as dark as it is on here.
Yeah. I mean, like pick one or the other. Have the blizzard obscuring my vision, or have it be darker. Don't have both.
Aha, we tricked you. It's both dark and snowy. Haha, we're clever.
You don't have to unthaw that Yeti all the time. You can actually run around that icicle. It's just, it takes longer to do that.
And besides, it's not like the Yeti's a threat.
True. They're one of the best monsters to grind off of in this dungeon.
And
actually.
those are really bad looking. That's...
Yeah, this is one of those areas that the game can chug a lot because of the memory particles that are running around in here.
Well, don't get me wrong, the 3DS version also chugs, but not to that extent.
Again, part of it has to do with it being on a disc, so the disc is spinning really fast, trying to load the animation at the same time. See, now I'm going in the right area.
No, and also the 2D objects looked like I know that's supposed to be like the phonon power, but it looked like a piece of paper just flying around. They all like fly.
I can see
it's
that.
Like, who knew the Sephiroth could throw out pieces of paper? It doesn't recycle. The bastards. And you just backtrack again.
Yeah, well, I did it on purpose because you're actually supposed to.
You're already in here.
Well, yeah, but meh.
Yeah, but
no, it's because I.
Again, you were just in here.
No, this is that's the puzzle right in there.
I know.
But I'm in the wrong part of this. That's another thing that messes with me. There's two different entrances you can take here.
This is the wrong
one. Of them actually leads down here, and the other one leads to where I am right now.
You don't need to use...
And in order to get to the bottom area there to set up the actual puzzle, you have to walk all the way around the mountain, which takes a long time, actually.
You don't need to use...
So even if you set this up properly, it takes like 30 minutes to do this entire puzzle, because you have to walk all the way around the island, or you have to walk all the way around the mountain to get down there to set up the torches, to walk all the way back here to do the puzzle, to walk all the way back to where you set up the torches to go through the open door. So even if you do it right the first time, it takes like 15 or 20 minutes to do this puzzle because it's just that big.
The downside is the 3DS version is just as long.
Like I said, the puzzle itself, if you know what you're doing, it's just tedious. It's not hard at all. It just takes forever. I make it seem harder than it actually is because I'm really bad at puzzles.
Don't.
This is why I never play Professor Layton.
You would stink at Professor Layton X Ace Attorney then.
I don't know, because I don't know how much of that game is actually Layton and how much of that is actually Ace Attorney.
I'd say half and half.
Okay, that's not too bad. Because knowing
So I
that,
think most of
it to be like 70% Layton and 60%.
Well, it's somewhere around that.
It's like I expected that game to be mostly a Layton game and not anywhere near like an Ace Attorney game at all.
Oh no, it's like all the investigation moments are actually Layton puzzles.
That makes a lot of sense.
And all the Ace Attorney cases are, well, Ace Attorney cases.
That makes sense.
Also, I lost my train of thought.
Now, this is another thing, too. Coming out here, be very careful, because a lot of the enemies you fight out here are a lot stronger than the enemies you fought in the other part of the dungeon. They don't look like they're that strong, but trust me, they are.
No, they're not.
Well, for Luigi they aren't because he's used to it. But this is the second half of the puzzle.
Oh, look at that chugging! Oh God.
I know it's loading the frickin' blizzard. It's loading the goddamn blizzard.
This is not.
Anyway, this is the second half of the quote unquote dungeon. So this is where you can actually go to. This is where the lower part of that area connects. So you have to come here to move the torches. And then you have to go all the way around. Then you have to go all the way back around to the other island. Or to the other cave.
You'll be happy to know that. You'll be happy to know that not only is this place much brighter in the 3DS version, there is no blizzard at all in this area.
Yeah. Although if you come down here, you can get the Vorpal Sword.
And also the Vorpal Sword is much brighter in the 3DS version.
So now we have both the Flamberge and the Vorpal Sword. And the Vorpal Sword, it's only 10 points higher, but it's still good. It's not going to be very helpful against monsters here because it's a water sword, but
It's not. I don't think any of the weapons are elemental, are they?
I'm pretty sure the Flamberge is considered a fire elemental. I could be wrong though.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Vorpal is considered water or not.
I don't think there's. We have yet to see weapons that are actually elemental based.
Yeah, I don't think they actually do. I think you're right, and there's not actually any elemental weapons.
No, you have to use Mew Wing here.
No, I realize I don't have Mew Wing equipped for some reason. Like, wait a sec. Why am I using Mew Attack? I should be using Mew Wings.
Anyway,
so we have the Vorpal Sword, and again, it's for me specifically. I ended up giving it to Luke. You can give it to Guy or Luke. It really doesn't matter.
Nope.
But as far as I can tell, at least for my game, the Flamberge is better for Guy, and the Vorpal Sword is better for Luke. And I don't know why I'm being stupid and trying to use Mew Attack here when I should be using Mew Wings.
Where's my item?
And it's like, okay, come on, Patsy. There you go. Now you're learning. Now this can be kind of hard to do. Like, it's hard to see exactly how you're lined up. Let's see, Mithril Circlet and a Special Gel. Huzzah!
Yay!
But now we have to go all the way back.
Yay! Stuff we can sell.
Shut up.
Just saying. Oh wait, no. We can't sell the Special Gel because all that's worth is 1 freaking gold. That's what it is. Wrong branch.
Yeah.
Wrong branch.
I know. I'm being dumb. You have to...
There you go.
In order to go back, you have to... Actually, I think why I'm going back here is I think there's something back here. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, you don't really have to come up here. You can just walk all the way back. This is just a faster way back here.
Yeah.
There's a second puzzle you can do here too, but
it's the easiest puzzle.
Actually, you do.
This
have
puzzle
to
is
do
the easiest puzzle you'll ever encounter in this entire dungeon.
Yeah, this is definitely the easiest thing in this entire dungeon.
So difficult.
Not this one. This isn't the actual puzzle. Otherwise, that would be the easiest puzzle in the world.
Baby's first RPG.
Even Mario RPG had harder puzzles than that.
Mario and Luigi have harder puzzles than that.
Mario and Luigi's harder than Mario RPG, so that's not saying much. That's not really a fair comparison.
You're gonna get a lot of hate mail for saying that.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm just saying, as an RPG, I think they take into consideration that people are decent at RPGs, so they're not nearly as hand-holdy as they are in Mario RPG with the Mario and Luigi games. I mean, they give you hints and stuff, but they don't flat out tell you how to do things. Whereas Mario RPG, the game's just as linear as can possibly be. And that doesn't make it a bad game. I love Mario RPG. Anyway, what we're supposed to do here is we have to light both of these torches at the same time, which actually isn't very hard if I could line up my shot. There we go.
Took me 2 tries to get that one, actually.
It took me a couple of tries because I was getting the angle wrong.
All of the angles.
But it's not supposed to go at an angle.
Oh, too bad. This one threw me.
Sorry, Josh.
This one threw me off.
Assuming you're actually watching this, why you would be, I don't know.
This one actually threw me off.
Yeah, this is the actual puzzle.
So, I say, how am I supposed to light these at the same time if there's a freaking wall here?
You can reflect the fire off of that crystal, but the biggest problem with this is aiming diagonally is a real bitch sometimes.
No different than the 3DS version, by the way.
No, it's not. In fact, I would assume it's harder in the 3DS version to aim diagonally. There we go. That wasn't too bad.
It's about just as hard. It's about the same as it is on the 3DS. And again, I have to repeat that the entire game is on the 3DS is much brighter than it is on the PS2.
Oh yeah,
because on 3DS there is barely any darkness whatsoever.
Yeah, like I mentioned before,
and none of this draw distance crap either.
Yeah. When I first played this game, I had a lot of issues with a couple of different dungeons due to the brightness of certain dungeons and the brightness on my TV. A lot of the Sephiroth dungeons pissed me off because I couldn't see half the time.
You don't get that problem in the 3DS version anymore.
No, and I don't have that much of a problem with this version either when I'm recording, because I have an HD TV, and if worst case scenario, if I have a difficult time seeing it on my TV, I can just watch it off of my Dazzle's recording.
Ugh.
I mean, the screen will be smaller, but at least the brightness will be there.
Yeah, I would not recommend doing that.
No, I don't. I'm just saying if I needed to, I could, but I don't.
I wouldn't recommend doing that with a hopodge, because there's like a 3-second lag between recordings.
Yeah. There's like a 5 or 6. There's like a 8 or 9 second lag. Not even, like, I'd say for me it's probably about a 5-second lag if I'm using my Dazzle, but that's because I'm not using HDMI cables to record.
Not even because of HDMI cables.
No, I mean, the hotpot recording in HD probably just makes it lag more in general because it's recording in a higher quality.
Not really.
That, or it might just have to do with the computer at the time.
No, I think it's more of the software.
Yeah, that could happen. Anyways, now that we're here, we have to go down to where those torches were in that hallway, and we can move those torches around. You have to move those torches around in a specific order. But in order for me to get there, I have to actually walk you have to walk all the way back. And, wow, I noticed that chugging right there, like trying to jump.
Did all these snow particles need to be here?
Yeah, it keeps lagging the game up. It's not even the recording that's lagging up, it's the game itself.
Once again, 3DS version doesn't do this.
I don't expect the 3DS version to do it. And I didn't expect this version to do it either. Anyways,
3DS Master Race.
Anyway, here's where I screw up, because now that this is where you can actually set up the puzzle, and it's very obvious what you're supposed to do. It's just
I derped.
For some reason, I had a really hard time seeing where I was supposed to put these.
Basically, you're saying you derped.
I did completely, and I'm going to blame it on perspective again, because it's really easy. All of the second candle all the time, like they have that mark right there that every second candle has to be right dead center.
Yep.
And then you just do a diagonal.
Stop it.
If you can just trace a line
Okay, I was getting ready to say, what are you doing?
No, I have to. Like, that's something that's kind of frustrating. Is like you have to move things twice if you're trying to get it right. And so basically, you have to set this up in such a way that one fireball lights every one of these torches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I'm making it look harder than it is.
No,
Because
what are you doing? Stop.
Really. Well, I'm trying to set each one of them up properly here first.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
I'm fixing
no, you're
it,
not.
sort of.
Go back. You're ruining it.
See, this is my point. Like, I'm always bad with block puzzles, trying to figure out where stuff is supposed to go.
Move the bottom half one back up one.
I know. Looking at this now, I'm just like, really, past me? This isn't that hard. I know it looks hard, but it's not. Like,
no, what are you doing? Go back.
Go back in there. Move the first one up one space, please.
Why didn't you cut?
I do cut.
Why didn't you cut?
I told you this recording used to be like an hour. This recording used to be like an hour and a half long.
You fool.
I'm telling you, I'm bad at puzzles.
So much.
Don't worry though, I'll fix it.
So much chugging.
I know. That's nothing. I can't control that.
I don't think even the game can control that. Have all the snow in the world. So much snow that Santa Claus wouldn't even think of moving here.
So much snow that you get the day off of work. Actually, that would be pretty damn sweet.
And that's what, one day? What a ripoff.
That's happened to me before. It's gotten to the point where actually I had a time in work where it was snowing so much that there weren't enough people coming in, so they just said, just go home because there's not enough customers coming in today.
That happened before.
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
It was fun for me, too. I'm like, I like only having to work 3 hours when I didn't really want to go into work that day anyway.
I remember that giant snowstorm we had. My car actually got buried. And I couldn't even get out of the snow.
Ouch.
And then work's like, you still coming in, right?
Anyway, now I'm just going to show you how to get back, which...
Why would you want to go back?
It's really not that hard to get back. You just have to walk all the way back. Get out of my way, Yeti. I don't want to fight you.
Wendigo.
So yeah, if you just go back to where you came from, it's not that hard to do it. It's just if you mess up on pushing the blocks around,
like he did,
like I did several times, this can take longer than it should. But again, I'm smart enough but again, past me was smart enough in editing to fix that shit.
Luke was smarter than the average bear.
This is the time where, like, you can use this. Like, I should have been able to see when I was running over there, right here, that I had it set up wrong. Because I could already tell when I ran past it that one of them is just barely off. If I had just pulled that last lamp one more over to the right, it would be fine right now. Because I'm looking at it right now. It's right there. It's that third row. It's that second row. If I had pushed that one at the far right up one more, it would be fine. But past me didn't see that at the time.
Please tell me you cut. Please tell me you cut.
I do cut.
Why haven't you cut yet?
Because I haven't actually gotten back to where I have to do the puzzle yet.
Luke, what are you doing? Luke, stop.
I came in the wrong way.
Luke, stop.
I came in here because I was like, okay, I can set up to do the puzzle now. I'm like, wait a second, I'm not on the right side of the mountain to do that.
Luke, stop. What are you doing? You fool.
No, I'm going the right way to actually light the candles. I'm just not in the right area right now.
I'm like half asleep right now. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you. I hate this puzzle. Even if I had done it right, it's just as boring even if I did it right the first time. So I'm trying to make this as not boring as possible for people here. It also doesn't help that, like, I got into a lot of battles that I cut out here. And be thankful for that, because Jesus Christ, these battles are annoying.
So many battles. So little time.
There are. And why do I keep coming back in?
That snake stole my wallet.
Like, I came back in just to turn around, and I'm like, wait, no, I don't have to be here.
Snake.
Well, technically I do have to be in there because I pushed the frickin' blocks in the wrong location. But anyway, if you did it right the first time, after you set everything back up, you just have to go all the way back out.
You're not even going...
And go to the other entrance on the other side of the world map.
That's what I say. You're not even going the right way.
No, I'm not. I'm taking the wrong exit. You have to use...
No, not even that. You don't even have to leave the area.
No, I do, because I'm not setting it up right.
No, you're not. You don't have to leave the area to solve the puzzle.
Yeah, you're right. No, I'm just not in the right spot, and I realized that when I got back here. Ugh. I hate this puzzle. I'm sorry.
You hate this puzzle because it left a bad memory in bad taste in your mouth.
Well, considering it took me like 2 hours to do it.
Oh, no excuses. I can't. There's an excuse for this one.
I can make... My excuse is that I suck at block puzzles. It's not a good excuse, but it's an excuse.
Excuse me for trying to be funny.
I mean, I don't have any... I mean, that shouldn't be an excuse, because I didn't have nearly as much trouble doing block puzzles in Symphonia, which is like 90% of the puzzles in that game.
Nah.
It's just the ones in Symphonia are so painfully obvious that it... Because I'll give this game credit, while the block puzzles aren't super difficult, they're difficult enough to make you have to think.
Yeah.
And not that there aren't difficult puzzles in Symphonia, but most of them you can figure out in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, when you did your playthrough of Symphonia, did you ever get stuck on any of the block puzzles? I rest my case.
All I did was snicker. I was like...
Yeah, that's what I said. I rest my case. And now you can tell I clearly cut because I was using a holy bottle to try and avoid monsters as I was going around the other side of the frickin' mountain. For like the 4th fucking time, trying to set everything up properly.
You should have cut to when you solved the puzzle.
I do cut to when I solve the puzzle. I'm trying... There's one thing I haven't shown yet, and that's exactly where you need to go in order to do the puzzle in the first place.
No.
Like where you have to go in order to shoot the fireball at the candles. Boom.
Nose.
Now this is when I jump cut after getting back there and moving the candles around again, assuming I had it right this time. So then you come back in here and you take this entrance, which lets you... There we go. And I figured out, and you see me jump cut through there because I shot the fireball there, and then I realized the 5th candle on that second row was just barely, was like one space off, and I was just like, shit. So I had to walk all the way back around and reset the puzzle up again, and I'm like, no, I'm not making you guys watch me do that. So I jump cut. There. The puzzle's done. The door opens, and now you gotta walk all the way back around so you can go through that door.
This is a load of barnacles.
Even if I had gotten it right the first time, you still would have had to watch me go through these same 3 rooms like 3 times.
So then why don't you just cut to when you're about to enter?
Well, I cut to me solving the puzzle at least.
You could just cut back to when you actually entered. You didn't even cut this out.
Well, I didn't think to do that.
You didn't even cut that out.
Because I'm running away, and it only takes 2 seconds to run away from the battle.
Still cut. It's 2 seconds saved.
Eh.
No, what do you mean me?
I said eh.
No,
Anyway, so now that you've solved that frickin' puzzle finally, you have to walk all the way back to the original entrance again so you can go through that door. Oi! This puzzle should not have taken this long.
Dole.
There we go. You jump cut back here again. And at this point, I'm sitting here like, okay, this is how you're supposed to set it up. Because since I didn't show myself actually setting it up, I decided to keep it in the proper order so you could actually see how you're supposed to line the torches up.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. Again, my problem was I couldn't see exactly what side I was pushing it on. So it looked like I was all the way... It looked like I had pushed it in the right spot, but I was really one space away. It was just... Blah.
This area terrified me.
Yeah, and this is the worst part right here. Because all the enemies you fight in here fucking suck. They can kick your ass. The reason you came back here is you get the Refined Flight Stone, which is the best thing you could possibly have right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because what the Refined Flight Stone does is allows you to land pretty much everywhere on the world map now. The only thing that's stopping us now are weather hazards like blizzards and sandstorms.
Not even that. As long as if you get enough speed, you can make a force field, which would bypass such blizzards and thunderstorms.
Yes.
By the way, in this area, there are many behemoths.
Yes, and you do not want to fight them. I may be level 55, but they can kick your ass.
Do not want.
I mean, it's a very nice place to grind, don't get me wrong, but only grind here if you know you can survive here. Anyways, now that I've finally done all that shit, we can finally get back to doing the last little bit of side quests before going back to the main game, now that we have the Refined Flight Stone.
Away we go! To stuff. I don't know. I've run out of stuff to talk about.
I have to. I apologize for the boringness of this video. See you guys in the next part.